Sumter, South Carolina, 803. Country town, man. I don't even know what number of people to give y'all. Somebody is either related to somebody or everybody know everybody. And at one time, it was the most dangerous city in the nation. At one time, it was. To me, it still is, but we don't speak about those things. The music I grew up listening to, man, a lot of Luther Vandross, um, rap, I guess, was growing bigger. So Tupac definitely, Wu-Tang, a lot of Talib Kweli, and my favorite, one of my favorites, Erykah Badu. But the one thing that stuck with me that I listened to is Outkast.
Okay.
Three Stacks over anybody. Three Stacks is there's who says the stuff he says.
Yeah.
His wordplay, man, and just him. He's not apologetic for who he is, and he's risky. I love it. So Andre Three Stacks, man, everything, honestly, everything about him. Um, I'm trying to tone it down, but my vernacular and my vocabulary is there. So I'm trying to learn to tone it down. Like with my music, me and my brother got into it one day. He's like, you always trying to teach people, man. Like some people don't want to be taught all the time, like vibe. So it's kind of hard for me to vibe just because music isn't my end goal. I don't want to be a mainstream artist. I want to be an underground artist, but my end goal is to be a political activist.
Okay.
So, but on orthodox way.
Okay.
So I don't want to go to school for it, let my voice speak, gain that fan base. And hopefully, not hopefully, you manifest things. One day I'll be that Malcolm X. Right now, I took a lot of, I like to read, but I also don't. Growing up, my mom told me one way to keep a black person dumb is put it in a book. So knowing now what I learned in school, there was a lot of slave stuff and this and that, or even they put it in our movies. We see it all the time, man, and it wasn't a lot of reading. It was a lot of me seeing these things and then going to look it up for myself. My mom grew up mostly Baptist, and my dad grew up mostly Jehovah's Witness. And not that I disagree with either one of those things, but I feel like certain things you don't have to do to worship. And to me, it all stems from where do we come from. So I wanted to know where did we come from to worship in Jesus? And just looking at our background, I was just talking to him about it. Not everybody comes from Africa. Most of our people are already here. We're native, indigenous to this land. It was taken from us. And yeah, we'll go into a spiel about that all day. So it's not even about, it ain't the reading. It's most things are hidden in plain sight. I used to get jumped in school by white people. Never took a L though. I want y'all to know that. And yeah, I used to get jumped by white people, man. And one of the biggest things that's sticking with me now and why I thrive and what I do is my two boys. The world ain't gonna teach you what it is. And I'll be damned if my boys go out there and let the world teach them something that it's not. So I used to get jumped every day, never took that L, but I think the biggest thing stuck out to me is civilizations. I love culture. And still the biggest thing to this day, how are the pyramids built? Just, I don't know, like how did things start? And it was already here before that Bible told us when it was here. So the Bible is not, I never read it, but I do know what's in it. And the Bible is not to be taken in a literal sense. I believe, I believe in common sense and to take things as how you see it. The word virgin, you don't study the definition of something. The definition defines what it is. You study the etymology of it, the root of it. Virgin doesn't mean to not have sex. The etymology of virgin is to just have a kid out of wedlock. So Virgin Mary she had to have sex to have a baby. She just had Jesus out of wedlock. Absolutely. Is what I believe. Whether you can afford that lawyer or not, learn about sovereignty. Being you're not under the jurisdiction of America's law. So a lot of people, there's a language within the courthouse, legalese. They speak these terms and you thinking it means this and it doesn't. It means something totally different. So just with anything, I don't care if it's a weed charge, a ticket, something for your kids, learn about sovereignty. There's all these affidavits and stuff you can go through to not even worry about. You can say something to that judge and he's like, case dismissed just because you said a certain word. So sovereignty, not being under the jurisdiction of America. Oh, definitely basketball and boxing. Definitely. My earliest memory of basketball is loving basketball. I grew up watching the movie and Space Jam. Yeah, and it's just been with me all my life. I played ball. I never was into it like my peers were. You know, they got into basketball and stuff at a young age. My first, organized basketball was 8th grade is when I started playing. So I was behind, but I was always just as athletic or more athletic than my peers. So in basketball, boxing, I'm an Aries. I guess I'm an aggressive person. I love boxing. I'm all over the place. So I like Big Crit. Definitely. I cannot forget to mention Big Crit. Big Crit is definitely in my playlist. Childish Gambino, just because he's so wide. My man can rap, but he'll get on and sing It Feels Like Summer. Erykah Badu. Right now, the only song I'm really listening to constantly by 3 Stacks is Life is a Party with him and Kanye. Yeah, and Talib Kweli, I forget the name. It's a song about his name. Right now, I'm not gonna lie, Jordan Peele is kind of coming my favorite. I love horror. So it's between Get Out, Us, and Jordan Peele. I think he helped direct it on Amazon, but the show They. Ain't too many of those. Painting a picture of something South Carolina, man. You know, growing up, I ain't have it all, so I don't have a favorite birthday memory. Um, but whenever something did happen on my birthday, I got a song coming out, man. Um, it's just talking about my bad times, and those were my good times. Just letting me know not to take things for granted. And I didn't have much, but what little I had, we made it look good. So ain't too many favorite birthday memories, but my current favorite birthday memories are for my boys, my babies, man. Letting them not see what I saw. Definitely. Once I separate, my first goal, once I separate and move to Dallas, um, to get my foot out with this music just in Dallas. I learned a lot here in Virginia, and at first I wasn't scared. I was maybe timid to just be like, "Hey, I can rap," and I learned Virginia put me out there. I went out there with the wolves and I came out with a coat. Um, when I go and I do open mics now, or I go and perform, I'm signing up first when people don't do it. So my biggest goal is to go out there when I go to Dallas and set my foot out there. I don't think there are people out there that's better than me, but I don't think that. I don't think so. So yeah, that's my biggest goal right now. I'll give you two. My biggest goal for my kids is to live unapologetically. Um, there's always going to be naysayers. It's like the thing with publicity. Good or bad publicity is all good publicity. Your name out there. So no matter what you do, don't let nobody steer you in the wrong direction. And it's probably a goal for me for my kids, but I really want to homeschool them. Texas just passed this law to where they don't have to teach like KKK was bad. They don't have to teach African American history. And when you put African in front of American, you can't be the oppressed and the oppressor. There's no such thing as African American. So I'd be damned if they don't teach that in school, and then they go out here and somebody call them something and they like, what is that? So definitely homeschooling them, letting them know the book telling you this. Education is teaching you they teach you how to read. They don't teach you how to understand and read. So definitely homeschooling my boys. My legacy, man. There's this trend with America where you got these truth seekers and knowledge seekers that when they go to tell the truth, they end up being killed. As I said, my end goal is to be a political activist. When I decided to take music serious, I sat my brother and my girl down one day and I was like, in the end, after all of this, for what I want to say and what I know I'm going to do, I could be killed. So that's kind of a bad thing to be like, yeah, I want to be killed, but I want to be a threat to higher forces. I definitely do. I want to be a threat to the controllers. Let's say that. Yeah, that's my end goal, my legacy. 324. That number 3, 2, and 4. My oldest son Amir was born at 3:24 in the morning. My youngest son was born at 3:24 in the morning. When I look at the clock, 3:24. Sometimes I wake up, it's 3:24. I'm getting into this thing, spirituality, and not necessarily reading numbers, but it's not a coincidence. So my next project is 3:24. I don't want to overdo it, so I would say probably a 12-song project, 13. A lot of the songs are still in the works, but we definitely there. I'm here for a reason. I joined that military for a reason. There were a lot of setbacks, but I look at it as a stepping stone. I found my purpose. I wanted to play ball for the Navy, but you got to find the hub to play ball, and you'll be looking for forever. It's there, but it comes one day, it's gone the next. Then I wanted to box for the Navy. I got all of my qualifications I needed, had my paperwork done, and the Navy doesn't have a boxing team. They cut it. So at one point in time, I was just like, man, everything against me. But I always knew I wanted to talk to people. So my music, of course, took place of that. And in lieu of me doing that music, it's other stuff out there. I want to be a political activist. I said Malcolm X, he got some conspiracies with me, but Huey P. Newton is who I'm charging for.